What if I told you that cities are at a critical turning point? Right at this moment, there are multiple alternative futures for your city. How to choose the best one, the optimal for your city? What if I said that I can offer you a crystal ball where you can choose the best future for your city? We know that 70% of greenhouse gases come from cities. We also know that 70% of energy is consumed in cities. We also know that 70% of GDP is generated in cities. This means that cities are hub of everything. All cities are not similar though. So how to make your city attractive for businesses, for companies, for citizens, for third sector services, in order to make the city thrive? How to do it? In cities, everything is connected. The data is distributed in many sources, and it's always historic and current situation data. How to make smart decisions for future when you only have partial picture of everything and even old data? There are many stakeholders at cities. How to get win-win-win scenario for all of those, so that you can create a city where officials, city officials, companies, citizens, and other stakeholders will create a best future for everybody. Now, this is the defining moment. We have more data than ever, and we can have knowledge of many various things that we only had glimpses in the previous years. The question is, will your city decline, survive, or thrive? And you have to make decisions for that. Ask yourself, what if your city was 100% emission-free? What if it would be producing more energy than it consumes? And what if it would be magnetic to services and companies? The solution is VTT CityTune. We are happy at VTT to accept the challenges and present the VTT CityTune, which is a holistic decision-making tool and analytics process that makes you help better decisions. Let's take a couple of examples. There's a case for optimizing city energy. The customer was Australian Institute of Technology. The goal was to create a new energy system where buildings produce energy as well as consume it and balance all of these together. So how to get all of these different buildings and elements sort of circular, in a sense that you will benefit from the waste heat and energy in other buildings. This is a highly complex system, and it's difficult to find the optimal solution. Aiming to minimize emissions while ensuring the feasibility of a solution is a big task. What we did, we supported the project with modeling and optimization, and we allowed the creation of a best possible system. So let's take another example. If the previous one was more technical, let's take one that is more into policy actions. The city of Espoo has a region, Kera, in the middle of the city. It used to be full of logistic companies, and now all of these have left. So there's a prime site in the middle of the city. And the challenge is how to develop and build a blooming business and living center with thousands of new jobs in old industrial neighborhood in need of revival. There's a challenge that often you just plan that there will be jobs, there will be citizens, and for some reason the jobs don't arrive. And it's important to find the big picture. What are the key elements to make all these different ecosystems and citizens and services there at the right time? What we did, we built a model with group modeling approach, bringing all the stakeholders to the table finding this win-win-win scenario, and we create the dynamic model of that. And as a result, this is a tool for designing a future city in the middle of Espoo. Let's go a little bit deeper. So in group modeling workshops, we invited different companies, big tech companies, market chains, very specialized services like microbreweries and coffee shops and barbershops, and then lots of citizens. And we asked what kind of factors they need for making decisions to join and come together. There are many things. All the citizens wanted circular economy, brand, nature, jobs, IT connections, community, and all of them will have effect on the city attractiveness. When we talk about companies, then the big tech companies, they want cheap office spaces and good connections. The big markets want local markets, local customers and local workforce. And the very individual services like microbreweries and coffee shops, they need a lot of through traffic to find a customer base. And when we look what happens if it's attractive, then there will be inhabitants and there will be startups and companies. Everything affects everything, so it looks like a spaghetti on your bowl. But on this workshop, we found the leverage factors which define whether this will be a successful part of Espoo or not. In this case, it means that we look at transport connections. If there would be through traffic in this area, it means that it would be very beneficial for the coffee shops and barbershops. There will be customers and there will be more and more of these companies. They will create services for the citizens, so this area will become more attractive for citizens. And when there are more people, then there will be more transport connections, and there are lots of people. It's very attractive for big market chains as well. And when there are good transport connections, it's very beneficial for high-tech companies. So this is kind of creating a feedback loop, which is reinforcing, in a sense, making it impossible to fail in this case. So how to make your city thrive? All cities are unique. So you need tools that adapt to your needs. The outcome of one city cannot be transported directly to another. You can get some insights, but you always have to create your city as an individual case. All the data has to be turned into meaningful information, and it's on different stakeholders, and this is a big task. Also, there has to be a joint vision of combining data models and the input of diverse stakeholders. And all of this has to be put into a joint tool. And then you can take everything into consideration and make informed decisions. Usually what we do is we do these 6 stages. In some cases, we omit some of them, and in some cases, we put them in different order. The first stage is to find the goal. So defined, we tune the goal again and again to see what is actually the target, what we are aiming to do. We gather all the information from different cases all over the world, and we do interviews and data assessment. And then we have expert workshops where different stakeholders start building a joint model of the system. When the model is enriched with inputs from data, then we use it for scenario building, and there are scenario building workshops as well. All these parameters show what are the different futures your city might have. And then at the last stage, we define what are the optimal solutions, what are the leverage points in your city. VTT CityTune helps you to identify complex cause and effect relationships. It constructs and communicates mental models, which means that then you can even argue what is the best future. It makes you understand the short and long-term consequences, which are often opposite. Short-term savings will create huge problems on the long term, and investments now will have the benefits in future. Road to hell is paved with good intentions, so this is a tool for foreseeing unintended reactions, ripple effects and side effects. We are aiming to find leverage points. So what are the small minor things that will create major impact in a way we want? And then we simulate different policies. So it's kind of flight simulated city management for testing different things, and you can do it 100,000 times, and then you can find what is the best solution. What we do with data analytics is that we do descriptive analytics and diagnostic analytics, which means what is the current situation and which factors have contributed to the current situation. We do AI and machine learning for that. These are basic quantitative database methods, and as data is often historic from current situation, this is good for that. In city context, however, the predictive analytics is often difficult with historic data. So then we use narrative qualitative method for that. And we sort of combine the best parts of the narrative qualitative methods and quantitative methods together. And this goes beyond the basic system dynamic modeling to find the unique solutions for your city. What it does, it creates better futures through data. It helps you find the key factors that affect the complex city development. It quantifies vague issues such as opinions and mental models. It tackles mega challenges such as climate change and urbanization. It saves money. And it buys you time through automation. You don't have to do everything by hand. And it shows all the risks and better ways of doing resilience and things, how you can even avoid certain bad things from happening. And altogether, it's building cities that are healthy, sustainable, and blossoming together. So who are we? We are at VTT. We create sustainable growth by tackling global challenges. We are one of the biggest research units in Nordic countries. We have more than 2,000 employees, and almost 40% of Finnish innovations have links with VTT competencies. And we are tackling global challenges. Our mission is to find solutions for climate actions, resource efficiency, good life, safety and security, and industrial renewal. When we are talking about CityTune, then we are mainly aiming for smart built environment, low carbon energy, energy intelligence, and low carbon mobility. But all the other parts like safety and industrial renewal and resource efficiency are included as well. So they say the future is always hidden, but VTT CityTune shows you glimpses of what different futures might be and how to shape so that you get the beneficial one. Thank you.